Though we live in an era when it is axiomatic that religious faith is on the decline in the United States, nevertheless, there is a new religion that is spreading its doctrine throughout the country and largely overwhelming all opposition. Like some other faiths, during their beginnings, this one is highly aggressive and evangelistic in its outlook, as well as intolerant of non-believers. I refer, of course, not to any particular belief in a higher being, but to the new secular religion of anti-racism, sometimes referred to as wokeness and rightly understood as a form of cultural Marxism. It has all the characteristics of a religion in terms of its reliance on assumptions about offering a unique path to salvation. It has its prophets and theologians. In this case, that would refer to the faux scholars and intellectual snake oil salespersons like Ibram X. Kendi and Robin DiAngelo. They serve as guardians of its inflexible doctrines, from which it tolerates no deviations. And it has sacred martyrs like George Floyd, whose death have become sacramental myths, dedicated and detached from historical reality in order to put forward the lie that the police routinely hunt and kill black males, even though the statistical evidence proves this isn't true. But as with any religious belief, the facts don't matter to woke true believers who, far from being marginalized extremists, now command academia, popular culture, and increasingly every other discipline, as well as, not to mention its fast becoming the official doctrine of the Biden administration. At its core are toxic ideas like critical race theory and intersectionality, which, like those of other faiths, are based on assumptions about humanity. In this case, it is the belief that America and the West are irredeemably racist, and that all of the achievements of America and of Western civilization, its creed is woke catechism of diversity, equity, and inclusion based on this idea of racism. Those high-minded sounding words, DEI, seem to offer a path to enlightenment and virtue, but the opposite is the case. The goal of equity is equality of outcomes, not opportunity, which in practice means quotas and an accompanying belief that a colorblind society is not only unattainable, but undesirable. It locks us into a permanent race war from which there is no escape. The impact of DEI is to worsen race relations, just at a moment in history where the enormous progress America has made since the triumph of the civil rights movement 60 years ago had led to less racial prejudice than at any point in our history. It also helps empower anti-Semites, convinced that Jews and Israel are white oppressors. To those non-believers who see the enormous damage the religion of woke anti-racism is doing, this is well known. But what isn't widely or properly understood is how the corrupt DEI faith is impacting a wide variety of other fields, including medicine and science, where satisfying the need to fulfill racial quotas is considered more important than the merit of a doctor or scholar's scientific research and skill. In our brave new DEI world, the meritocracy which produced unprecedented scientific advances is being sacrificed for the sake of racial virtue signaling. Equally shocking is the way DEI concerns are devastating the fine and the performing arts, where excellence and a devotion to the greatest achievements of Western civilization in music and art and theater have been discarded in favor of a commitment to racial equity, in which mediocrity is praised and greatness rejected as the product of a racist past. At the same time, DEI is destroying law enforcement and unleashing a new era of toleration for crime rooted in the false belief that racism is the explanation for everything. Clearly, that leaves us at a turning point for the country and the world, where those determined to fight this toxic faith, not merely labeled as racist, but derided as waging a culture war, when in fact the people waging the war on our culture have been the woke DEI commissars, not their opponents. Thank you for tuning into JNS TV, the channel where you engage with the most important news in Israel and the Jewish world. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications, and visit us at jns.org to get the very latest in Jewish news.